Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. World leaders call for peace, religious tolerance and national unity as Muslims mark Eid-El Kabir. President Jonathan says he's committed to a united Nigeria. Amnesty International alleges extrajudicial killings and death due to suffocation of detainees in Nigerian army cells. And the governor of Afghanistan's eastern Logar province has been killed in a blast in a mosque during Eid prayer. Well, all our top stories and other programs can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. To get us on the move, visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on an iPad, iPhone or BlackBerry. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android and Nokia 920 devices from their respective stores. You can now interact with Channel's Eyewitness feature on our Android and Windows 8 platforms. If you have a picture or video to share with us, all you need to do is download the Channels TV Android application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions to share your report, pictures and videos. Well, it's back to the Salah celebration. Across the states of the Federation, the prayer sessions were also well attended. In Kano, the monarch, who made his first appearance after his attack, called on everyone to tolerate one another. The governors of the Southwest also took time out to pray, but very significant was the appearance of the Ekiti State Governor, a non-Muslim, at the Ado-Ekiti prayer ground.
It is another year and another festival of sacrifice, which is an important event celebrated by Muslims worldwide. The importance of this celebration lies in the fact that Muslims honor the willingness of Prophet Ibrahim to sacrifice his son. Expectedly, they converge on prayer grounds to observe this festival with a 2-rakat prayer. In the southwest states of Ogun, Osun and Ekiti, Governors Ibukule Amosun, Ralph Orebeshola, as well as Kayode Fayemi, a non-Muslim, were part of those who observed the Eid el-Kabir prayers.
As government, we will continue to do all of those things that we promised during our campaign.
We must tolerate one another. We must accommodate one another. We must eschew bitterness. We must be symbols of goodness and humane relationship.
My presence here is to signify that we are all one under the protection of God Almighty.
Muslim faithful in the north-central region of the country were not left out of the celebration. The chief imams of Ilorin in Kwara State, as well as his counterparts in Lokoja, Kogi State, led their various congregations to prayer. After the obligatory prayers were said, Kwara State's Governor, Abdul Fattah Ahmed, admonished Nigerians to key into the virtues of sacrifice, as espoused by Prophet Ibrahim.
Show resilience in our desire to hold ourselves together as a country and also see each other as each other's keepers.
The security situation in the north did not stop Muslims in Kaduna and Kano states from gathering in their thousands to pray.
Allahu Akbar.
The Kano monarch, Alhaji Ado Bayero, who made his first appearance on a wheelchair after his medical treatment in Dubai, charged Nigerian leaders to do what will inspire hope in the country, while the Kaduna State's governor gave his recipe for peace.
And my message for the people of Kaduna State is to use this period in order to ensure peaceful coexistence among the people.
and ensure that we continue to respect one another.
In his message on the occasion of Eid, Governor Rochas Okorocha of Imo State told the Muslim Council in that state to join others in working for the sustenance of the nation's democracy, while those in Yobe State are advised to be prayerful and work towards the restoration of peace in the state. And the symbolic slaughtering of Ram also formed part of the celebration.
In Nasarawa State, thousands of Muslims today marked this year's Eid-El prayers, despite intelligence reports of possible security breaches. The intelligence report had prompted the deployment of military and police operatives across the state. The Commissioner of Police in the state says the successful festivity derives from the adequate security arrangements put in place to curtail any crisis.
Muslims in their thousands gathered at the Eid-El Central Prayer Ground to pray for the peace of the country. A situation which the Commissioner of Police says is possible because of adequate security measures.
You see the massive development of security personnel all over the street and the praying ground, and we thank God it has been a history. There's no incident recorded.
Governor Tanko Al-Makura, in his solemn message to the people, said with the security challenges in the country, there is a need for sacrifice in the spirit of Eid-El-Kabir to restore peace to the state and Nigeria at large.
Calling on all citizens of Nasarawa to try to imbibe this culture, these virtues of sacrifice. It is only then that you will be able to take care of your neighbors, take care of your brothers, and feel like he feels, and don't take offense on things that are merely ordinary offenses. It is this kind of virtues, this kind of culture of sacrifice that will give us the opportunity to live harmoniously with one another.
Some Muslim faithful who spoke on the importance of Eid-El-Kabir to nation building said the practice of sacrifice could foster peace and unity.
And the impact of this Salah, is to make peace and, to tell the whole world that Muslims are united, peace and tranquility.
I want to call on all Muslim Ummah to be in peace with one another, because no developments can be achieved in an atmosphere of rancor and hostility.
The slaughtering of the Eid-El-Kabir celebration ram by the chief imam ushers in the festive mood.
Meanwhile, Muslim clerics have called on the government to foster frank and unbiased discussions at the proposed national conference to put an end to the lingering security crisis in the nation. The clerics who expressed their support for the conference maintained that the issue of religious tolerance should be given utmost priority. Our correspondent, Gloria Umezioke, reports.
The main theme of the Salah celebration usually is share and be thankful. But beyond the celebration, the many challenges bedeviling the nation as a result of religious intolerance continue to take center stage. When we visited some places of worship, the Muslim clerics and faithful agreed that rival ethnic and religious communities have been responsible for hundreds of thousands of killings across the Federation, and so the proposed national conference is the right step with a huge clause.
The issue of conference is not, there's no problem in that. That is if we fear Allah, if you are put Allah first, if you are put interests of the nation first. But when we have other interests, definitely before we see it, we have already failed.
The foremost issue is the issue of security. If people are not secured, the business will not thrive. If people are not secured, people will not be comfortable to go to their place of worship and place of work and all that. If the environment is not secured, business cannot thrive.
Some of the clerics and faithful put to question the sincerity of the nation's leadership positing that if all is well, we might not need a sovereign conference.
I believe if we can empower the National Assembly to do what their responsibility is, then I believe we don't even need a conference to be able to move forward as a nation. Let's give light, let's give roads, let's give power, let's give water. And by the time, and education, by the time we all get these things, I don't think we ever need a conference as a nation.
When the peace talk is going to take place, different individuals are going to be invited for the conference should now have a predetermined idea that is how we want things to go.
Whatever we are going to see, let's say it straightforward. Let it be clear. Let it be transparent. Am I communicating? So we should not have any hidden agenda. The only problem of this country is unity. And unity, united we stand, while divided we fall. And that is what we are experiencing now.
In spite of the mixed reactions on the national conference, what matters to Nigerians at the end of the day is the resolution to all burning issues so that the resources expended on the convocation of this conference would be justified. Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.
And more prominent Nigerians have been reacting to the move by the Goodluck Jonathan administration to get Nigerians to dialogue on how to live together as one. Some of those who came to pay Salah homage to the president point out that the only way to organize Nigeria better is to talk about the challenges confronting her.
I think we all agree that Nigeria can be better organized. And if we are to organize Nigeria better, we have to talk about it. So, some talking there has to be. Better to talk than to fight. How we talk, what kind of talk, I think that is what people are debating. But whatever it is, I think what Mr. President mentioned here is, for me, pertinent. We must be talking in view of arriving at a better Nigeria. And I think the talking cannot just be without any limits. There must be some parameters now. If we want to talk and to decide whether we still want to have one Nigeria or 20 Nigerians, then that must be spelled out from the word go so that we don't waste our time.
There were clamors for it, and people had asked for it. And even at some point when the National Assembly was also worried about it, people wanted it. Now the National Assembly said, okay, there's nothing wrong. We are at the verge of getting another constitution. We are at the verge of an amendment of the constitution. If the National Conference is converged and people come together and bring up their views and ideas, it can be incorporated in the constitution.
I believe history and posterity will judge Mr. President. As a leader, one of the most fundamental issues that lies on the table is the unity, progress and prosperity of Nigeria. He has sworn an oath, and I believe Nigerians should give him benefit of the doubt that he's sincere, he means well.
I think Mr. President has been able to display unquestionable amount of sincerity as far as this thing is concerned. If you look at the charge he gave to the committee, he said they have a free hand, not only in coming up with the agenda of what will be discussed, not only in coming up with what kind of discuss it is going to be, but including the parameters, everything. So a president that could set up a committee and give that committee no-go areas, and give that committee all powers to come up absolutely with a framework on how to guide that discourse, I think it's a president that is very sincere, is very transparent.
When the News at 10 returns, Finance Minister Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala asked Nigerians to take advantage of the nation's enormous resources. That's on Business News. Please join us again.